You have now 5 minutes to present your opening statement, and your time starts now.
Good morning. My name is Yoon Dong-gyu.
And my name is Chung Se-hee.
Today we are here together to debate the topic. It is better to travel without any plans. We are on the affirmative side. We feel that it is better to travel without any plans. There are a few reasons for this. First, and most importantly, we can gain a sense of adventure. However, these are not our only reasons. We also think that we can meet various people, there is lower mental stress, and we can react more flexible about unexpected situations. We would now like to explain our reasons.
First, we can gain a sense of adventure. We feel strongest about this. What is adventure? Adventure is when someone becomes involved in an unusual, exciting, and possibly dangerous journey or series of events. So, if we travel without a plan, we can go to unfamiliar nations, cities, landscapes, towns, and roads. In travel places, there are unfamiliar things everywhere. So, if we randomly walk about, we can go on an adventure. We also found that we can meet various people. This is because when we travel without a plan, we should ask about the tour place for some information. In this process, we can meet individuals who have different jobs, different experience, and different views. Talking with these people helps us to see the world by others' viewpoint.
But that's not all. There is lower mental stress is another good reason. To make plans for travel, we have to search for reason where we will go. When we search, we should find where to go, what to see, what to eat, and so on. It takes too much time to search for these things. After searching, we have to make detailed plans based on our searches. And in planning, we should estimate various factors like time staying at each place and time required to move to another place and how much it will cost. What a headache these things are. And before we travel, we might get tired. If we don't make plans for traveling, we don't need to have this headache. Finally, we can react more flexible about unexpected situations. This is true because we can deal with contents of the travel. Why? Because at the beginning, we don't have any plan. There's no any regulated route. With plan, we should act according to the plan, but without a plan, we can go anywhere even if it's decided suddenly. And with a plan, we can react to unexpected situations. For example, let's imagine you should go to a museum as a part of your plan. However, that day was a holiday for the museum. In this case, if you have a plan, you should go to. If you have a plan, you may be hard to react about this situation because it is a part of a huge plan. But without plans, you just should find another place you would like to do. In other words, you don't need to have a boring time.
To reiterate, we can gain a sense of adventure, we can meet various people, there is lower mental stress, and we can react more flexible about unexpected situations. From our sources, examples, and evidence, you can see that we are correct when we say that it is better to travel without any plans. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to receiving your feedback.
I'm Park Sang-yoon, who is in charge of the narrative opening statement. What is your idea of a good trip? My idea of a good trip is traveling to make new memories, learn things we didn't know, experience new cultures, and enrich our lives. Second, what do you think is the most important thing to plan for a travel? My answer is safety. I think unsafe trip is not worth the trouble of taking. As I mentioned earlier, the purpose of traveling is to create experience and memories, but if you get hurt or lose your life, it would be worsened. Traveling has many safety risks. For example, getting separated from your group, doing something you shouldn't do, either knowingly or unknowingly, or losing your way and wandering into unsafe areas. Not planning properly for a trip is a bad idea. Of course, there are some advantages to travel without a friend, such as free time, spontaneous adventures, and rare experience. Nevertheless, unplanned traveling is dangerous. First, plans are made to prevent wasting time. If you don't have a plan, you can get lost in many ways. For example, you could get on the wrong bus, find the wrong tourist spot, get lost, or waste too much time looking for a place. Second, planning keeps money from being wasted. You might end up spending all your money, not having enough money, or getting scammed because you didn't research what to expect in certain areas. You need enough money for transportation, food, and housing, but if you don't plan for the expenses, then you might not have enough money for these things and end up lost, stranded, hungry, and cold. Third, if you travel without a plan, you may not know which areas to avoid. Unfortunately, every country has dangerous or crime-ridden areas. If you plan ahead, you can scope out areas to check if they are safe for travelers and avoid unnecessary danger. Fourth, if you travel without a plan, you will have to rely on the kindness of strangers, which is never guaranteed. For example, when you get lost or need help in an emergency, you will be forced to ask strangers, but you don't know them and they don't know you. They may help you, but they also may refuse to help you. Some strangers may even try to take advantage of your vulnerability. If you didn't plan, you would probably not know who to call in case of an emergency or if something happened to you. The people trying to help you would not know who your emergency contacts are. If there was an accident or crime and you are injured or killed, your loved ones back home may be informed late or never find out. In conclusion, traveling without a plan is a serious safety risk. It is necessary to plan accordingly and prepare for possible emergencies. When traveling, even if it is to a place that you are familiar with, because our trips carry some levels of risk. Even if every place has at least some level of danger, planning minimizes the risk factors and any possible damages. Plan ahead and travel safely because your body and life are valuable.
Very good. So, affirmative. So, time's up. You will now have 1 minute to present your opening statement. Your time starts now.
You said that if we take wrong bus and get lost if we don't have plans, and also you said that we can get risk. However, we said that we can get sense of adventure, and adventure means when someone becomes involved in an unusual, exciting, and possibly dangerous journey or series of events. So we can get this kind of things is dangerous journey. So we can get good experience and we can also get a sense of adventure.
And you said if we go travel without plan, we can get hurt or injury. But of course, if we get hurt, we feel sad. But there is unsaying sad memories stay longer than pleasant memories. It's because sad one has more stronger impact. The purpose of travel is pleasant memory. So
So if we travel without plan, is better than with plan. So we'll end our counter argument.
My name is Joseph Lee, who is in charge of negative counter-arguments. The opponents mentioned about the advantages of the unplanned trip, the element of surprising situations that will make the travelers happy, gaining a sense of adventure, and meeting various people, and etc. But they didn't mention about the most important thing during the trip, the safety. Traveling to new places might give you a special experience that you will never forget. But what if the places you visit is one of the most dangerous places that tourists avoid? How will you cope with the situation? You will seriously get injured and nobody knows where you are. Tourists can often be the target of the crime. Before going on a trip, we should always consider the safety factor, and a safe trip can never be happier and better than the planned one. Also, they argued that they can save time for researching everything before the trip. But what if there's the case that you didn't research anything unplanned, so an unexpected thing happened, and we think this is a waste of time, of not planning properly. So we do believe that planning is the most important thing in trip. In conclusion, I strongly argue that it is worse to travel without plan for these two reasons. Thank you.
Very good.
And our judges will now have 4 minutes to provide their feedback for both opinions, and time starts.
Alright, so I'll provide feedback to the negative team. Very good presentation. You were a little bit nervous. Yeah, so I just for your next presentations, for both teams actually, try to be a bit more relaxed. It will help you do your presentation even better. But you did well. I'm just as a general, just try and be more relaxed. Yeah, I think the main point that came through from your presentation was the safety aspect, and I think you branched off from that very well. Okay, always coming back to how things, if it's not safe, you can have an uncertain outcome, or there's a safety risk involved where you can die or get injured and things like that. And by planning the trip, you limit the risk factor, which was great. Okay, so I think your presentation was well structured, and you kept coming back to your main point, which was safety. And as you mentioned, making new memories, experiencing new cultures, and things like that. So I think that was great. And also the big one, saving money and not getting scammed. Scamming is very, very big, so I'm glad you mentioned that was great. Your counter argument, again, you highlighted what they said, and again came back to your main point, which was safety. So that shows that you are very familiar with your area, which was safety in planning trips, and highlighting or picking up things that they argued for to back up your counter argument, which was great again. Okay, I'm not going to talk long. Okay.
Hi. So yeah, some of the points that I got from your opening statement was the sense of adventure. I think that was your main point, right? To gain personal experience, sort of highlighted traveling would be better without any plans, because you would be more free to experience the adventure and the danger. And in your counter argument, you mentioned that since traveling, usually people travel because they want to experience adventure, and then adventure, yes, there are safety risks, but adventure also comes. There is some danger in adventure as well. So I think that was a really good point you made. And I also like the point that you made about how sad memories have a stronger impact. And then you can learn from that experience. I think your point would have been a lot stronger if you had mentioned that sort of tied that back to the experience of
Yeah.
adventure, how it's a learning experience as well. Also, one more thing is just really, this is just a point that I make for everyone. Using real life research and real life statistics in your arguments would make both your statements a lot stronger.
Can I just mention one point again? With your team, I liked how you tossed between the two, right? You spoke a little bit, you spoke a little bit, and then at the end was something that is another team hasn't done yet, where you gave an overall summary of your presentation. So he mentioned the last point, and then you spoke last where you said, okay, I'm going to give an overall, and you highlighted the points again, with mentioning a sense of adventure, meeting various people, and so on. So yeah, I think that was very good. We did that very well. But generally very well done to both teams. Good.
Okay, so this concludes our debate, and thank you for all.
Well done. Good.